Hello Year 3 and welcome to your flipped learning video for this week. Today we'll be focusing on chance, which you also may have known as probability. Now I want you to go and collect a whiteboard marker and an eraser. Can you collect those things for me now? Firstly, before we start, I want you to write at the top of your whiteboard the word chance. Now, you do not need to write down the rest of this. I'm just going to go through this with you. So chance, we also know is also called probability, is how likely it is that some event will occur. Now there are 4 ways of representing chance, or how likely something is to happen. So we can represent that as chance terms, as a number line, as a tally chart, and also as a fraction. Now we focused already on number lines and fractions this term, so we're going to introduce chance terms first, and then our tally chart, and then we'll go to what we know after. On your board, can you write the following things for me? We're going to look at chance terms. Okay, so you can write chance terms at the top of your whiteboard. Now there are 4 chance terms that we're going to focus on at the beginning of this lesson. So, if something is absolutely not going to happen, we call that impossible. Can you write impossible down for me? Now that means it cannot and will not happen. Now the next step up from there would be unlikely. Can you write that word down for me? That means this could happen, but it probably won't. From there, you could have likely, which means it's a good chance that this will occur. So if you're having an event that is likely, it's most likely it's going to happen. And last but not least, you have certain. And certain means it will definitely happen. So you should have 4 words on your whiteboard right now. I want you to think in your head of an event or something that could happen that would be impossible, unlikely, likely, and certain. Pause the video now and think of one thing for each of those terms. Let's go through some of my answers. Impossible. Something that is impossible is that I will grow wings tomorrow. That is impossible. Something that is unlikely. It could happen, but it probably won't. It would be unlikely that tomorrow half of my class won't come to school. Likely, it is likely that I will have an iced tea with my lunch. And certain, it is certain that the sun will rise in the morning. Okay. Rubbing your board out for me. I'm going to leave these chance terms just at the bottom of my board for later. We're going to look at these chance terms but on a number line. Can you please draw me a blank number line? Okay. This is our number line of chance, how likely it is for something to happen. So just like we did with fractions, I had 0 at one end and 1 at the other end. So I've got a whole. Where would I put certain on this number line of 0 to 1? If you said just underneath the 1, you are absolutely correct. Certain would be at the top of our number line. What about likely? I don't think it would be down this end. I don't think it would be in the middle. That's about a 50-50 chance. If we put likely around this area, you would be right. I would like you to pause this video and see if you can put in unlikely and impossible on the remainder of this number line. So we have our two words, unlikely and impossible. Well, let's start with impossible because that's the easiest one. If certain, which means it's definitely going to happen, is at this end, impossible means it definitely will not happen, it has to be at this end. So I'm going to write impossible down here. Put them off to the side. Now, we discussed before that likely is not in the center. That means it's in the middle. It might or it might not happen. So unlikely, which is likely's opposite, can't be in the middle. So let's go down this way here. And we're going to put unlikely there. Now let's go back to this little grey area in the middle. Here's a new term for you. We call this equally likely. So it means it has an equal chance of happening. So it may or may not happen. The odds are the same. Your job now, year 3, is to keep your whiteboard on your desk. You need to go and collect your maths book. And this is called a likelihood sheet. You are going to glue it in to your book, complete the activities, both sides, and then restart the video once you have completed that. Do that for me now. Welcome back, year 3. Let's go through quickly our answers on our likelihood sheet. So the likelihood of it snowing in summer is impossible. The likelihood of you having a birthday this year is certain. The likelihood of Tony rolling a 9 using a normal die, which only has the numbers 1 through 6, is impossible. The likelihood of it raining at least once this summer is likely. And the likelihood of you winning the contest on a cereal box is unlikely. Now, for each likelihood term or chance term, you had to write an example. So I put 4 pictures and 4 events that may happen according to its term. So impossible that Miss Jones will grow wings. It is unlikely that Miss Jones will drink a cup of coffee. It is equally likely that the clouds will be in the sky tomorrow. And it is likely that I will have my hair in a ponytail.